In this video, we'll look at how you can prioritize work items in a project to help you plan projects manually or automate planning with Polarion's Live Plan. You need to use the integrated work item tracker even if the work items you want to prioritize are contained in a Polarion Live doc. You select work items in navigation to open the tracker. You can optionally open work items of a particular type, such as requirements or user stories. You may also need to construct and run a query to retrieve just the items you want to prioritize. In the tracker, open the Prioritization sidebar. This places the table in a special mode, enabling you to initially prioritize or reprioritize all the items in the table. Before getting into that, let's understand a couple of key concepts. Prioritizing involves setting the value of each work item's priority field. The value of this field is a floating point number that can range from 0.0 on up to, well, more than you'd ever realistically need to deal with. The default configuration in Polarion's project templates defines several named value ranges called ranks. The names like high, medium, low, and so on, and the numerical ranges of these ranks can be changed in the administration. For many projects, these ranks and their associated numeric values are enough for prioritization. You can prioritize individual work items by selecting a rank value or by entering a float value in the priority field. But in a project of any size at all, that's not really very efficient, which is the reason for the special prioritization panel. So let's have a closer look at that right now. The prioritization panel operates on the work items currently selected in the table, over here. You can select multiple items by ticking the checkbox on respective rows, or all the items in the table by checking this box in the table header. Back in the panel, you can use the various controls to set a value in the priority field of all the selected work items. Now we'll talk more about this button set a little later. The picker under the button set selects one of the configured ranks to apply to all selected items. Or you can opt to assign a numeric priority value to them by entering it in the panel's priority field. Note that no work items are actually changed in the repository until you click Save down here. When it's in the prioritization mode, the table lists items from top to bottom, from highest to lowest priority. Now, a very cool feature is that you can visually reposition one or more selected items in the table using drag and drop to change the priority relative to other items in the table. The arrow buttons in the panel, which we skipped over earlier, will also reposition one or more selected items, up to the top or down to the bottom of the table, or shift the rows upward or downward, thus increasing or decreasing the priority. Remember, nothing is actually changed until you save, and you can always cancel without saving, so feel free to experiment with these features. Before we finish, let's look at one more feature that can be especially useful when you have many items to prioritize. In our example here, we see all items having the same value, medium 50. Now this is a pretty common situation when you import a set of items from Word or Excel, for example. You can use the Rescale All action on this menu to set an initial priority value for all the items in the table. You can specify your top and bottom values in the range in this dialog, optionally keeping items within the rank currently set for them. For this initial prioritization, where all items are set to the same value, we don't really care about keeping within the rank, so we uncheck the option before setting the range values. Note that Polarion sets a top value based on the number of items in the table, but you can change that. Let's say we want a top value of 500, just because it's a nice round number. You can now see that all items in the table have a priority value within the specified scale, with the highest priority at the top and the lowest at the bottom. Keep in mind that this is probably not what you want to end up with. It simply gives all the items a value within the scale you specified. You will definitely want to review the items and move them around in the table to get the actual priority order you want for them. As we already said, you can freely experiment with Polarion's easy prioritization features without actually updating any work items. So try opening one of the demo projects and play around with it. That's it for now. Thanks for watching, and may your priorities always be the right ones.